going on, guys? Nerdlocker.com here, and we got comic book reviews for you. Hey guys, Brandon here. I reviewed Batman #6, and oh my God, Scott Snyder, you are just blowing me away with this stuff. Every issue is outdoing the last, and I can't believe what's going to happen next. I'm on the edge of my seat reading this. As well as beautiful artwork by Greg Capullo, this is just my #1 book right now. I'm giving it 5 out of 5 Nerd Skulls. You need to be reading. I got to read Uncanny X-Men #7 this week, and I gotta say, with Wolverine and the X-Men coming out, Uncanny X-Force, this has kind of become the weaker X-Men title. I hate to say that because I've always loved Uncanny, but I'm not really sure what they're doing right now. They're at the Dome place that was in Uncanny X-Force, and I feel like this is a really weak storyline. I'm excited to see where it goes, but I mean, I'm hoping it gets better. I'm only gonna give this 3 out of 5 Nerd Skulls. I read Haunt 21. This was one of my favorite books coming out when it was McFarlane and Kirkman and Capullo, Notley. I liked what was going on. I kind of liked the dilemma going on with the two brothers and the haunt suit and all that. And now it seems like it's going in a different direction. I do like the artwork, but I just don't really know what we're headed to. I know Kurt is arguing with his brother, and it looks like they're not getting along, which makes things a little bit interesting because they have to share the body to fight. But I'm not as psyched for this book as I was. I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5 Nerd Skulls. I got to read Hack/13, and this is still an enjoyable book for me. There's some big changes coming here. The ending, definitely, I want to see what happens with Vlad. But so far, it looks like Cassie's kind of letting herself go a minute, trying to be that normal person. And as always, when things happen in books like this, now is not the right time. So I kind of want to see what happens now that she's letting herself be a little bit more vulnerable, especially because it looks like there is an immediate threat coming her way. But pick this up if you get a chance. I'm giving it 4 out of 5 Nerd Skulls.
Invincible #89 came out this week, and as you all know, I love this title. I actually have to say that this book was better than last month's issue. The Scourge virus has entered the bloodstream of Invincible, and there is a new Invincible on the block. It's a really interesting way they're swinging it, and I really mean it. Invincible is down for the count. He could be dying very soon. So this is a good point for you all to jump on and see exactly what happens. Obviously, I don't want to think that Invincible will die, but it might just happen. Robert Kirkman is known for that. So I'm going to give this book 5 out of 5 Nerd Skulls. So I got a chance to read a book that I've been looking forward to for a very long time now called Road Rage. It's actually written by Stephen King and his son, Joe Hill. You all know I love Joe Hill from his book Lock and Key, and I love where that book is going, but I was ultimately interested in how he would work with his father if he'd given the chance, and Road Rage is exactly that. Basically, it's a mashup of Sons of Anarchy meets Breaking Bad. You know, there's a group of motorcyclists that are into the meth game, and basically there's a whole bunch of catastrophe that comes along with it. So I highly recommend this book. I really see it has a lot of promise, and I want to read more of it. And if my just loyalty to Joe Hill isn't enough, the first issue really is grabbing. I suggest it highly. I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 Nerd Skulls.
Hey, this is Haley with my review of Vampirella #14, and I wasn't really happy with this one, and I really don't have that much to say about it. There were a lot of bad metaphors and cheesy dialogue that just made it really hard to get through. I don't even know why I read it to the end, because there was a cliffhanger that I really didn't care about. So I'm only gonna give this like a Nerd Skull. Hey guys, this is Haley with my review of Daredevil #9. And oh my gosh, if you haven't been reading this book, this is the perfect time to pick it up. There's a little bit that builds off from the last story, but you don't really need to know it. Like, this story is just about Daredevil going into the underworld to find his father, and it is incredible. I love the art. It's such a different world to be seeing Daredevil in, and I loved it. I can't recommend this book enough. If I could give it more than 5 Nerd Skulls, I would. So 5 Nerd Skulls. Go read it.
I'm reviewing Army of Darkness, issue #1. I was kind of excited to read this book because it's Army of Darkness. Hello, should be good, right? But when I got into the story, all hell broke loose, and not in a good way. So you've got the main character is a chick named Ashley, Ashley, and she is in Egypt. Come to find out, Cleopatra. What? Cleopatra? Where's Cleopatra fit in with the Army of Darkness series? So this chick Ashley teams up with Cleopatra, but oh no, an alien shows up, gives her the asp. Cleopatra's dead. Ashley teams up with the alien, but the alien is actually a deadite, maybe. And then they're running from people, but then they run into a pyramid and they are fighting deadites. But wait, this guy's a deadite. And then Ashley, mentions that her hand can control the deadites. And this is the story. So hopefully you feel as confused as I did while I was reading it. Oh yeah, and Ash is on the cover, but never, he shows up like maybe in 2 panels at the end of the series. I don't understand this book. I don't understand what the point of it is. And I feel like it's kind of an insult to the whole world of Army of Darkness. For that, I'm gonna give it 1 out of 5 nerd skulls.
Hey there guys, Cubby here with my comic reviews this week. I got to read Fables number 114, and holy crap, this book just keeps getting better and better. It starts a Cubs in Toyland story arc, which is focusing on the litter of cubs that Snow White and Bigby have. There's a lot of potential here as to what these kids can do in their lives, and a lot of it is kind of coming to head. They kind of have to make decisions now. Some of them do. Others are kind of just trying to be children, but being that they live in a fable world, they kind of don't get that option. They have a lot going on. And there's a huge page at the end that kind of just leaves a big cliffhanger. You're not really sure what the hell's going on. It looks like it's really menacing. Who knows? Big trouble for the Wolf House is coming. I gotta give this book 4.5 nerd skulls. Hey there guys. I got to read Pigs number 6. I gotta say I have not read any of this book. I've heard really, really great things as we have reviewed them on Nerdlocker before, and they've gotten some really good scores. So I was kind of excited to read it. And I gotta say, pleasantly surprised. It starts off with a prison break-in kind of being planned, prepped, being talked about. It seems like they've been talking about it in the story a lot before, so I'm definitely going to catch up on this. The artwork was a little crazy-ish. It felt like it fit the story. I wasn't too crazy about it though. Overall, I'm really, really intrigued in the book, and I definitely recommend it if you're into kind of craziness and action-packed, chases and all the cool man things, I guess you can say. But I'm going to give this book 3.5 nerd skulls. Hey there guys, Cub here. I got to read Wonder Woman number 6. Really, really good book. I've been on this book since it rebooted, and it's been amazing ever since. Brian Azzarello is really kicking it out of the park. Diana, after the events of last issue, does get her revenge on this certain character. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone, but something cool happens. She kind of dupes a couple gods, and one of them gets really pissed about it. And it's big consequences. It looks like it's going to be craziness for the next couple of issues. I cannot wait. It's really, really amping up. I'm going to give this book 4 nerd skulls.
All right, that is going to do it for comic reviews this week. But until next week, be sure to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube page, as well as checking out nerdlocker.com for all your nerdy news. My name's Brandon.
And I'm Cubby.
And we'll see you next week for more comic book reviews.